All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to 210 Show. I'm glad to have y'all. Looking forward to spending some time and talking with everybody. We got some things to say, really. We're going to talk about some NFL and some UFC and whatever else we want to talk about. But before we do that, let's do introductions.
This is Not So Angry Joey going on week 2.
And the hater with facts is coming with some humble pie today. But don't worry, the energy is still high.
Ooh,
Mm.
child. With humble
Me, I
pie.
am Mr. Raider. Okay. So let's talk some UFC, boys. This past weekend was UFC 324. It now this is a unique card because it's not your normal pay-per-view. They're not on ESPN anymore. They've moved to Paramount Plus. And if you have a Paramount Plus subscription, you can watch the UFC fights, which is awesome. If you don't have to pay $70 at an event, but there's some negatives about it that I'll talk after I'm done. But let's just break down some of these. The two fights that I think that are important was Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje, and
Mhm.
then Sean O'Malley versus where is it? What's his name? I forgot his name already. Song Yadong. He's from China.
Okay.
So it was O'Malley versus Yadong and Gaethje versus Pimblett. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think y'all said you didn't watch the fights, but let me kind of break it down for you as far as like what happened. So basically, Gaethje he won, right? He was in the unanimous decision win over Paddy Pimblett. I believe the scores were 48, 47, 49, 46, 49, 46, according to my notes.
Oh my God. So he
And
pretty much dominated him then.
yeah, yeah, and he so that means that Justin he claimed the interim UFC lightweight championship belt, which is currently in hiatus because the real champ Ilya Topura, butchering his last name, is on a hiatus right now. So anyway, with this fight though, it was 5 rounds, right, and it was a high intensity war. It definitely lived up to the expectations. This fight put Gaethje back in title contention, and it also resulted in Pimblett's first UFC loss because he was on a previously unbeaten UFC run or undefeated UFC run. So what warms
Mm.
my heart about this though, fellas, is that Gaethje's 37, and I believe Pimblett is 20 or is 31, 30 or 31,
Okay.
and for the 37-year-old to go in there and whoop that ass like he did, it just it just warmed my heart. It made me feel good for the old guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that dude still got Similac on his breath. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
took care of business. But Gagey, like from the outside, he pressured. He consistently pushed forward. He forced the pacing. He was dictating distance throughout the fight. He scored multiple knockdowns early, like especially with these heavy rights. I don't know if you know anything, but he could probably punch. Justin gave an interview right before the fight, and he said, "I'm trying to punch his hair off." His hair off. I'm trying to punch his hair off his head. And if you look at the rights that he was throwing, oh buddy. And also he was uppercutting. Those got Pimblett as well.
Mm.
And then, he also displayed some ground and pound as well. That kind of like swung the rounds in his favor. And if you think about it, like his forward momentum and early success in the feet is pretty much how he controlled the fight, and the judges have rewarded him for it. Now that's all Gagey. Now let me turn to Pimblett. So first of all, this dude, he has heart, man. And I think he says, "Schools don't get knocked out." However he sounds, I don't know. But they say they don't get knocked out. And he didn't got knocked out. He got knocked down like
Yeah.
4 or 5 times. Man, I feel like I was on peak blinders or something. But he has heart, man. And he never quit. He did rally in the middle rounds. For example, in round 3, he pressured some. He is striking in his combinations. He even briefly stunned Gagey actually in round 3. And Pimblett, he was true to his word, man. He stuck to his promise to stand and trade with him, with Gaethje, because Gaethje is considered a freaking monster as far as like powerhouse. You can get
Yeah.
knocked out anytime. So he stood in the middle and he traded with him. And I think he won a lot of fans in this fight because that's the thing that Dana White has figured out, and I give him mad props on this. As long as you put on entertaining fights, the crowd doesn't care how many
Yes.
times you lost. They really
Yep.
don't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And if you look at some of the top 10 fighters that fans love, they have significant amount of losses on their records. I'm talking about like
Yes.
in the last 5 to 10 years, you know?
Yeah, because
Um,
that's the name of the game. Like, you want fighting champions, you want active champions. Like, you don't want people,
yeah,
to run duck in and all type of stuff. I gotta protect my record, blah, blah, blah. No. Nah, man. If somebody's stepping up, try to take your belt, you defend it. And if you lose, that's fine, but go down swinging, you know?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what Donald Cowboy Cerrone figured out, you know, that's
Yep.
what all these Michael Chandler's figured out. Like
Yep.
all these guys, you know, they lost. Like Charles Oliveira. He lost a couple times, but he goes in there and he puts on really good fights. And that's
Mhm.
what it's about, man. You know, nobody wants to see there and see you freaking roll around on the mat. And, you know, they like to see a good quality fight all around, not just, you know, on the feet, but feet and on the ground, just all overall.
Yeah.
And so to conclude first this main event, basically some implications for the division. Okay, now keep in mind this is the lightweight division. It basically Gaethje's basically secured a title unification bout with the lightweight champ Ilia Topuria. But I really don't think he's going to be able to beat him. Ilia Topuria is on another level, man. He just is. And then Pimblett, he's still going to be in the top five. I don't think he's going to drop out of it. So you can make a case that this fight was the fight of the year because it wasn't just a championship bout. I mean, like, it delivered some back and forth drama, some knockdowns, some momentum swings. Like it had fans still talking about long enough to be like, this was the fight. What a way to start off on Paramount Plus.
Yes. Yeah, and I saw some numbers too. They were saying like the that the overall viewership was the highest in
Oh yeah,
like 10 years.
it was record breaking.
So, yeah, so that's something to be said from, all these sports leagues and stuff like that to try and nickel and dime you and stuff like that. Like you gotta know when to say when, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
and again, another fantastic move by Dana White. Can't knock the dude's hustle, man.
no, you can't. And you know, and if you think about it too, man, because like, and I'll talk about this. Actually, I'll talk about it after. Let me just do the Sean O'Malley and Yadong fight, and then I'll clear it up with the or clean it up with the other. So Sean O'Malley, he defeated Song Yadong by unanimous decision. It was 29-28 all across the board. I think he was actually lucky, in my opinion. O'Malley, so he basically controlled the pace. He really did use excellent range management. He did a variety or used a variety of strikes basically to keep Song at bay. I mean, he was like landing sharper combinations throughout all 3 rounds, which you could clearly see. But Song, he kept it competitive. I mean, he was constantly chasing O'Malley. He stayed active with leg kicks. He had mid-range striking. He forced O'Malley to mix up his offense and defense. He wasn't just sitting there getting peppered. He was contributing to this fight too. But I think what kind of sealed the deal was the final round, right? I think O'Malley's output, and especially because this is only a 3 round fight. Typically, if it's a co-main event, it should be 5, but they doing it for 3. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the third round was what sealed it, and I think his output pushed it in his favor. I think he only won it because of that third round, which the scores would indicate 29-28.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And that's it. Now, as far as the implications for both of these fighters, O'Malley, yeah, he's trying to boost his momentum in the bantamweight decision. He's likely back in the title talk contention. I mean, he did call out Peter Yan post fight, so who is the bantamweight champion. And then as far as Song Yadong, I don't think a loss derails him at all because he can get a rebound win to get back into the immediate picture because that division is pretty stacked and it's pretty good. There's some straight killers there, and he has pretty good durability, and he's pretty active. And
Yeah.
I think he's going to be all right. Yeah, yeah. So that was the UFC fights that, in my mind, the two that we're talking about. The undercard was good. It just wasn't as entertaining. There were some boring fights, but there were some good fights too. But if y'all don't have any questions on any of the UFC fights, I do want to talk about the business model that they're using at the moment. I just have some comments on that.
Um, I would point out that UFC 125 is supposed to be this weekend with Von Cos Von Co I can't pronounce this dude's name,
Andre
I'm sorry.
Volkanovski.
Well, yeah, thank you. And Lopez, Diego Lopez. So
Yep.
I've seen him fight before. He's pretty good. So I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm actually looking at it right now of any others that I recognize, but which I don't think I do. But I like the fact that, we got 2 consecutive UFC fights for, back-to-back weekends to kick off, Paramount Plus. I think that's pretty good.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so and again, note to WWE and NFL and stuff like that. Like, hey, you make these deals with these streaming services, like make it worth the people's while, man. Like stop trying to nickel dime, folks. Like it's getting ridiculous,
Yeah.
but yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. Okay, so I have a couple of critiques about this. So let me just start with the positives. I do, like I said, I think it's amazing that they went to Paramount Plus because what it does is it expands their audience, obviously, because times are tough. Sometimes not everybody can afford $70 a weekend or twice a month to watch a UFC event.
Right.
Now they can just spend $9 a month and watch them all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's a brilliant business move that only benefits the fan and UFC. Now, here's the negative, and I'd be curious to see what both of y'all's take is on this. So, okay, so let me just do a comparison. You know how NFL Red Zone, right? You know
Mhm.
what they did with their commercials. You know how they promised to show only like 4 commercials an hour or something like that. I'm
Yep.
probably getting it wrong, but they promised
Yeah.
to keep it limited. Well, they
Yep.
violated that promise 3 weeks into the season,
Yes, they did. Yes.
right?
Yep.
So what I hate is while this card was going on, right, and especially for the main event, you want to hear what the corner is telling the fighters, right?
Yes.
Um, they were playing advertisements like in the second round, in the third round, and wherever else I forget, but you couldn't hear what the corner's saying because they wanted to play their advertisement. And I'm thinking like, okay,
Mm,
that's pretty stupid because one, you can still play your commercial, just have it quiet in the background like Red Zone does. You know, they'll show you like a, you know,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little the logo of the company or whoever's advertising, but you're taking away from the event when I can't hear. So that, for example, I really wanted to know what Paddy Pimblett's corner was telling him after he got his ass knocked down in the second with that undercut. Like I wanted to know,
Mhm.
and you couldn't hear it because they was like a quick 20-second commercial, and then they would go back to it, and then by the time their corners are done, they're supposed to fight. So that's the part that was annoying, and then there was way too many commercials, like way too many commercials throughout the whole entire event.
See, yeah, I guess that's the go back, like the I guess the tug and pull with the deal. Like, okay, it's no additional cost to actually watch the event, but to pay for it, they got to like, flood it with commercials.
Yeah.
But like you said, they could be creative with, even I can't remember who it was, but you could do like a picture in picture, right? Where
Yeah.
it's just, what I'm saying, it's just a display of whatever the sponsor is. Or it could be like a silent one, like, the Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken with the cows and all that type of stuff. You could just do that and not have any sound at all. You could easily do
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I it's I guess you got to satisfy the corporate sponsor somehow. But yeah, you could be a little bit more creative with it. I'm pretty sure Dana White will take a look at that and try to find a way to get more creative to squeeze it in there without, pissing people off.
I hope so, because I don't know about y'all, but like take Red Zone for example. When I'm in the middle of watching a game
Man,
and they mute the game to play the commercial, I have a negative connotation on it already. I'm like irritated
yes,
and pissed. So that
yes,
doesn't do that advertisement any favors because at that point I'm thinking that advertising is being freaking annoying.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you as a marketer would want to have a negative feeling associated with your advertisement,
right,
you
right,
know?
yeah. And it's funny you brought out the red zone piece of this. I remember they were talking about how, and like you said, they broke their promises. They broke their promises like in 3 weeks' time because I think they were saying something along the lines like in total they were going to have, I think in total, I think 3 minutes for the entire Sunday, right, from red zone. And
Yeah, no, they lie.
by the time they got to like mid season, it was double or triple that. And so, like, they
Is
try to
that
be sneaky about it, how they did it, but
all right
man,
then, Hater? Is that anybody's surprise? I
no,
mean, we
No.
we actually predicted
well,
that
we called it on this
from week
show.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
absolutely called it on this one.
Yes, we did.
It's corporate greed, and that's what it comes down to. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's advertisement, and I agree with you 100%, Raider, on the fact that I mean, it becomes annoying. You see those advertisements, and that gives you a bad taste in your mouth. That just pisses you off. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't want to see that nonsense when you're trying to actually watch the game. You've just become nonsensical at that point. I
Mhm.
I couldn't agree with you guys more. I cannot stand advertisements. That's why, I mean, I actually watch Netflix. I watch Prime, anything that does not have a stupid advertisement, because that it just it's annoying beyond all get out. I can't stand them. Who do they think that they're actually trying to impress or flex into, getting people to buy their product? Nobody. It just pisses people off. That's all it does.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I don't know about y'all, but with me, I can handle the non-vocal ones in the background. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like the pictures. I can handle that. That's fine.
yeah.
But it's when they mute the game or they're muting the corner of the fight. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Check this out, Angry Joy. That's like when our Dodgers, when homeboy hit that home run to get us, and he runs his bases. I'm talking about MVP himself.
Otani.
Um,
Otani.
yes, yes. And when he got to the dugout, instead of being able to see the players give him high fives and see what they're talking about, they just cut straight to a commercial.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
It's true.
anticlimactic. You know what I'm saying?
You
I don't
you
know. I don't know
you
if I'm
you
making
just
sense.
took away about what, 1/4 of the game. At that point,
Yeah,
you've just drained, or you've vampired the strength out of it. I mean, you've just dumbed it down, and you've made it worse. That's all you're doing, you stupid advertisers. And to and the corporate jerks that actually want to make this thing happen, it just sucks. It really does.
yeah. Okay,
And,
but
and you guys are really tempting me to say some really nasty language right now.
don't do it. Don't do it. But let me end with this. Okay, I think what Paramount Plus needs to do is they need to look at Netflix. And I don't know if y'all remember, but the Canelo Crawford fight,
Mhm.
that was well done. Like, there, you could hear the corners. There was a couple of advertisements, yes, but they were appropriately placed. It didn't disrupt the flow of the fight, and it wasn't excessive either. Now, keep in mind that's Netflix first boxing, well, since the Jake Paul, but I'm talking about like legitimate boxing event they put on, so that could possibly change in the future. However, I think there's got to be a better way as far as like how to do it, because in UFC the corner is like it's it's part of the event. Like, you get to listen to the guys and what they're telling their fighters. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's an
yeah.
insight, and you're depriving us whenever you want to mute the first and third and fifth round for a commercial. Just
Right.
piss
Yeah,
me off,
I
man.
totally agree. It's 1/4 of the game. I
Yeah,
mean, everything that's going on behind the scenes and stuff like that, it helps you understand and absorb the actual totality of the game.
Right.
yeah,
And not
And
only that, it gives you
basically,
it
you're
gives you
just
something to look forward
robbing
to going out of the round too.
you're just
yeah,
robbing the audience and the true fans of that experience. That's all
Mhm.
you're doing. To
yeah,
chalk it up to your corporate greed.
Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully they'll figure it out. But other than that, fellas, that's it for the UFC. If anybody doesn't have anything else to say on that, we can transition to NFL if you want.
Yeah.
I have I have nothing. So let's go ahead and we can get to the juicy stuff first. So let's start with the first game of the which was the AFC Championship on Sunday. And unfortunately, for not so angry Joey, and fortunately for him, he cannot use any cuss words to describe his feeling right now. But the Patriots came away with the victory here, 10-7. I had to pull some stats here because the performance by the Patriots, I mean, my goodness. Uh, if and to be honest, I introduced this last week. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm going to present Drake May with the ass player of the week because I'm not gonna give it to Jared. I'm not gonna give it to Jared Stidham. He was coming off the bench, man. Like, in his first game. No, for somebody who was trying to be, trying to make their case for MVP, even though it's a regular season award, but still, you're trying to make a strong case of being, the next man coming, as far as in a NFL quarterback supremacy. And this dude shows up with 86 yards total for the game and 5 sacks yet again. I had to point this out. So in the modern era, so since 2000, Drake May has the 3rd lowest quarterback rating for any quarterback in an AFC championship win. And the other two in front of him was number 1 was Ben Roethlisberger. And that was, I think it was rookie year when that happened. And then, fortunately enough, Tom Brady in 2012. Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and it was only by it was only by 1 point, like by percentage points that Tom Brady is below him, but still. And to make it worse, the only reason why is because in the game it was in 2012. It was against Baltimore, and he had 2 picks in that game, but 274 yards, I think it was, in comparison to Drake May, who only had 86 yards, but he didn't throw a pick. So I guess that's what made him edge him out. But that's just goes to show you just how pathetic this performance was for Drake May. But still, it was the defense held on enough, and they took advantage of the fact that they were going up against Jared Stidham, unfortunately, and they get a Disney fast pass to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But
so let me ask you this, there, hater. Okay, so the Broncos, they were out 2 wide receivers. They're out their stud bell cow running back, and they were without their quarterback.
And inclement weather.
And horrible weather, which I because both teams are affected. So I don't even take that into consideration, especially, with New England, because what the weather's like there. So that's not a factor.
No, I disagree with you, but I'll wait till you're done.
Okay, my point is that if and once again, what is it that I always say? If frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its butt when it's jumping.
What?
So woulda, shoulda, coulda. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, because New England, they had some injuries on their side too. I don't think that they're quite as key as the Broncos were. But let me ask you this: let's just say Bo Nix plays. Would the Broncos have won that game?
Yes. With the way the Patriots offense was, yes. I was so thoroughly disappointed by how they performed. It really made me feel bad for your team because you couldn't, because of the circumstances that you guys are in. I really do. Like, I'll get to the other game later, but Lord have mercy. Like, I really, this has just refueled my hatred of the Patriots just that much. Like,
I hear you, buddy.
It's just so disappointing, man.
Okay, now, Mr. Raider, and I know this is a loaded question for a Raider fan, but be objective about this. What do you think?
I say no, and I can prove it. A lot of people, I think, are sleeping on the Patriots defense these last 4 weeks. It's been pretty spectacular. Like, they've been elite, top tier. And yeah, okay, so Drake May probably didn't have the best game of all time, but if you look at the weather and you look at what that touchdown run that he did make, and I think he had like 80 passing yards and 60 rushing yards or something like that. He made his impacts where they were supposed to when he could, because remember, the announcer talking about the way that they were coming into the wind. Like, it was like really, really bad. So he couldn't throw the ball at all. So, I mean, I'm not making excuses for the brother. That's just what it is. So that defense is what won the game for them. The Patriots, that is, which I hate the Patriots. So don't get that twisted. I don't know who I hate more, the Broncos or the Patriots. But but what I think, I think the defense is, like, if you look at the game, right, they were evenly matched all the way through, even before the inclement weather was coming. They were really evenly matched and very similar. But I think what happened was, I'm going to divert a little bit, Angry Joey, is that I think Sean Payton should have took those 3 points early. That way, because if you would have known that the forecasting was calling for inclement weather, maybe that might have been some different. But I can understand why he did it. I'm not saying he's wrong for it. I'm just saying, man, maybe you should
So
have took those points.
it's funny you say that, because that's one of the conversations that uh, Hader and I actually had today. Was that the wrong decision for him to actually go for it?
And not really. Not
I'm
really.
gonna say no. I like the aggressive play call. How are you gonna win an aggressive game if you don't play aggressive?
Well, no, it's not only just that, but like you get to go up 14 and then they have to drive the whole field in that inclement weather condition with the wind facing them. So
That's
I
my point.
understand why he did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. I don't think he did anything wrong with that,
No,
but
no.
man,
I know he's once again, let's say he gets that first down, and then consequently they get the touchdown. Now he's a hero. Okay.
yeah.
So it's one of those things where it can go either way. Yeah, but the fact that if you don't go for it, you're never going to know. So that I don't disagree with Sean Payton in that play call. And it still sucks, guys. I mean, it still sucks. But I don't think, given the current conditions of things, the Broncos didn't have any chance of winning that game. I really didn't. I thought that it was going to be New England all over them. And the fact that the Denver defense actually did what they did was nothing short of remarkable. And I will say another thing. Be ready for next year. Come on, Broncos country. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
A lot to
well
unpack
we
there.
we talked about this Angry Joy, and I just want to get your take on it. I know what your take it is, Mr. Raider, but I'm just going to throw this in there just because. So coming in as a guy who has a head coach who loves to be aggressive, right? My only pushback in regards to this is Sean Payton knew who he was working with. As far as you basically got a dude that's fresh. It's in his first game of the entire season. Maybe in like 2 years, I believe. Jared Stidham hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years. So this is his first
Fresh from
game. It's
Target.
big.
Well,
Yeah,
outside the preseason, of course, but yeah,
right.
that doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Yeah. So this is a high magnitude game, right? Two tough defenses, and in a game where points are at a premium, right? So my only pushback would be if you know that that's who you have, and any opportunity that you have to actually get points, you should take it. Only because to me, it was just it's too much to ask for somebody in that capacity, and you never know. Like those points end up biting you in the end. Now, of course, you didn't know that going into it, but at the same time, it's like there's got to be a different. You can't have an aggressive mindset all of the time, especially for in a high leverage game like this one. You're at home, you have the crowd on your side, but you want to continue to keep the momentum on your side as much as possible. And so that would be the only reason why I would say maybe just take the points for now, because you're not sure of when you're going to be that deep inside your opponent's territory as much in this game to start with. So that's my only pushback on that. But hey, Sean Payton is going to do what he does, and of course, he's a made man. No one's not going to fire him or anything like that, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I do want to offer another outlook on this, and Hater, I think this might make your hater heart proud. I'm gonna say that I hate every single team that has been in this playoff round, because it wasn't too long ago that the Broncos and the Seahawks and the Patriots were trash, just like my Raiders. And look at them now.
Oh,
So you're talking about within less than 3 years, these teams make it to the championship game and the Super Bowl, bruh, bruh, bruh. It just, oh my God, I can't begin to describe the level of vitriol and hatred I have for watching these teams. Like the Patriots, they finished what 2-2 or 3-14 last year, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And they're going to the
man.
fucking Super Bowl.
Oh man, you sound like a true Cowboy fan right now.
Oh, fuck the Cowboys. No,
Wow.
I'm not. No, I'm far from that. I'm worse than that.
Oh my
Like
God.
Raiders
Okay.
fans are worse right now because we've been losing longer.
Hey, but you know what though? You know what really makes me sick, just to piggyback on what you just said, since we're basically in a player haters ball right now. Um,
Hate.
yeah, I'm straight up buck nasty today. It's not just the teams that are involved. It's the
Your
damn
mama
quarterbacks,
wears
man.
underwear with dick holes in them. Sorry.
I hate
Go ahead.
you. I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll be back. I'm gonna put some water in Bug Nasty's mama's dish.
oh, shout out to Dave Chappelle, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle. But I think the worst part about it is, and I also use this moment to give flowers as well as I hate, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. But the mere fact that we have to listen to people talk about Sam Darnold. Are you kidding me? I got to witness. I mean, the Patriots alone. Like, first of all, nothing against Drake May. Like, Drake May, he's a young cat. I got nothing against him. It's the damn uniforms he wears. Let's just get that damn straight. But man, on the other end, Sam Darnold. Are you kidding me? Sam Darnold, the man that sees ghosts, all of a sudden is about to captain the team in the Super Bowl, and yet my Lions can't get there. Okay, all right, NFL world, NFL refs, you got what you wanted. Are you happy now? I
Just
hope
out
you
of
are.
curiosity
This is a
there,
bull.
Hater. Just out of curiosity, what other quarterbacks were actually in Sam Darnold's class?
I'm sorry, what?
What other quarterbacks were in Sam Darnold's class? Draft class, that is.
Draft class. Oh, I'm like that. In my
I don't
personal
even-
opinion, there aren't any.
I don't even know. I think he's been in the league almost 10 years. He got drafted when he was like 21. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man. Now you have to make me look it up now.
Baker
Let's see.
Mayfield.
Sam Darnold. I think he was He was a fifth. He was a fifth pick, wasn't he? If I'm not
So
mistaken.
Baker Mayfield was number 1.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see. 2018. So yeah, Baker. Yeah. Oh, Sam was the second quarterback taken, and Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and let's see who else. Anybody else? No. Yeah, just those three. Yeah, just those three were taken in the first round. Yeah,
Okay.
Baker. Yeah, Baker, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, and Josh Rosen.
And who was the very last quarterback?
And Lamar
that
Jackson.
actually-
Yes.
Yeah,
I was about to
there
say
we
And
go.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So isn't that
God,
kind of
dog,
interesting
man.
that Sam Darnold, out of all three of those elite quarterbacks,
Oh,
is the first one to actually make it to the dance?
Crazy.
this some bull.
But that
This is
shows you
straight-
how good Seattle's defense and that team actually is, though, bro. And JSN,
Yeah.
I mean, he's that
Yes.
dude, man. He really
Yes.
is.
Yeah. I give
If
him all
they
the love
didn't
in
have
the
him,
world, 'cause
there's no way they'd be
No
going to Super Bowl
way.
if they didn't have him.
absolutely not. Matter of fact, hey, and a little bit of a notice to my own general manager Brad Holmes, but you see how quickly the Seahawks were able to completely jettison DK Metcalf and said, "Yep, we got faith in this kid right here. We giving him the reins."
Oh,
That was a hell of
man.
a decision on their part, right?
We're starting up another conversation altogether. We're talking about the freaking Steelers.
Oh,
Holy
my
cow.
God.
Oh yes,
They
Oh,
are
yes.
free
God.
fall.
Who wants to fuck this chicken? You hold the wings.
Okay, once again, I'm gonna say, I called it. I mean, Mike Tomlin. Now to be fair, he actually left. But
He
geez,
stepped
man,
down, and for good reason.
they're gonna be in a bad way for a minute.
Man,
Okay,
they left one mic to
They
get
got
another
another one?
mic.
yeah.
And this fool's
Okay.
record isn't even whatever, man.
Okay, so I saw this analogy, and if y'all saw it, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But the analogy was the Steelers moving on from Mike Tomlin to get Mike McCarthy is the equivalent of shitting your pants, but only changing your shirt.
I actually saw that meme. I was
I
actually
love
gonna
it.
say something to that effect, but that's about
I love it. I love it.
Yes. So Yeah, I really don't know. Hey, I was like, hey, if this is the Steelers' way of making sure that they bottom out so they can get, top tier quarterback in 27, they're on their way. Just
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
mean, if they try to bring back Aaron Rodgers, Lord Jesus, hell, Lord have mercy, help,
Well,
Lord
Michael
help me.
today said that he wants him to return.
Oh Lord Jesus. Okay. All right.
No, I mean,
Okay.
to be honest with you, I mean, my ex being a Steelers fan, I really hope he comes back.
Oh,
I really do.
oh God.
I mean,
Oh,
I just want them to suck for the next 15 years, man.
shout out to my pastor who's a Steelers fan, and I say this with the utmost sincerity. The only good that could come out of this is if during the off season Mike has dinner with Aaron Rodgers and we actually see what his wife looks like
Oh
if
my
she
God, here
exists.
we go. I knew it. I knew
That's
he was
it.
gonna do
That's it.
that.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I ain't getting no more detrimental than that. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry. And to the mysterious Mrs. Rogers, I apologize if I besmirched your name, but we would like to know what you look like. That's all.
Roger.
That's it. That's all. Just one quick picture, you know. And if he decides to call it quits, let's just have a press conference with Aaron Rodgers, and she's sitting right there next to him as he
Or
give his
he.
awards in the NFL.
Nah, he'll end up on Neptune or some other place over the
Or
planet
his,
Earth.
yeah, or his darkness retreat somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, hey,
Yeah,
maybe that's
but
right. Maybe
and
that's
what you say?
No, I said it was funny. It was funny.
Oh, I thought it was too. Shit, but then I thought I had another dentist event on my hand. So
well, I'm just, yeah, we gotta.
No, that's funny. That was hilarious. I mean, I like it. I mean, I totally agree with you. All right, all
but
right.
but you, but,
I
regardless,
you're actually asking me to say a cuss word, but I can't. The one that
nope,
starts with
you
the
cannot.
F. Yeah, I can't say it. I can't do it.
You,
But
you cannot, sir. But as we move on, since we're talking about coaches, some news came out today. I don't know if y'all saw this, gentlemen. It was revealed today that Bill Belichick missed the line by 10 votes to be a first ballot Hall of Famer this week.
damn.
So
wow, are you
yes,
serious? I did not see
yes,
that.
yes, that actually came out today.
By 10 votes?
He got 40. He got 40. He got 40 out of 50 votes. He needed 50 to be on the first ballot.
Man.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh,
Come
Yeah.
on.
that's not right. I mean,
No.
as much as I mean, think what you will about Belichick, but dang, dude. I mean, the man
Come on.
won a lot of games. I don't agree with that at all. I
Now,
don't know who these writers are that are actually making these votes, but that's just absurd.
That's
yeah.
horse shit.
Now, it's some crap, right? But I will say this. I'll leave this here, and I won't say nothing else about it until it actually happens. But if they're willing to do this to Bill Belichick, that means Aaron Rodgers should not be first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm just saying it. I'm throwing it out there one more time. This is the precedent that they're setting right now.
Yeah, quarterbacks and coaches are different, though. You know that.
I know they are, but hey, if you're gonna keep some integrity about this here, then that's what needs to happen. I'm just saying, because I put it like this: Aaron Rodgers has been far more rude to the media than Bill Belichick.
Are
And
you
he's
sure
got more
about that?
championships to show for it.
Are you sure about that?
We're on to
Yes.
Cincinnati.
Hey, and he keeps it short. He don't insult nobody. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers will insult your happy butt.
Oh, Bill just wouldn't answer your question at all.
Well,
He
Whole press
basically
conference.
tell you to,
but if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
yeah, he'd be like, shut the F up, is what he'd be saying. I mean, like, dude, why are you wasting your time asking stupid questions? It'd be like, Bill Belichick's response, which I respect, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Do you know how many times
Stupid response.
do you know how many times I've used that we're on to Cincinnati in my life? I've
Yeah.
used that a lot.
But at least it's a what do you call it, a sound bite? You know what I mean? You can't use anything that Aaron Rodgers says as a sound bite because most of the time he's talking about himself.
Yeah, that's true. That. Okay,
Yeah.
so to be fair, Belichick, I mean, he might have come across as rude. I think that Aaron Rodgers, he come across as narcissistic.
Yeah, a total dick.
Well, I didn't say that, but I mean,
No, I said it. Yeah,
all right.
he's the
Listen,
other
that,
incomplete jackhole. But anyway,
you had a scene out of White Chicks or something like that. Well, I was thinking it, but you said it.
Oh my god! Oh my
well, I was thinking more.
god!
I was thinking more like Bernie Mac. I'll say what you scared to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rest in
yeah.
peace, Bernie Mac. But
Yeah. Talking
but
about 60-40.
right, right. Oh man. But I guess we can go ahead and get this out the way. Speaking of disappointments, so they announced yesterday that Shedeur Sanders has been named to the Pro Bowl.
Mm.
I think it's time to get rid of the Pro Bowl, y'all. I think
Bro,
we hit rock bottom, and it's not because
that
of Shedeur, but
he is
it's just
not ready, man. I'm dude. That I saw
Yeah.
that too.
I mean, come on, man. Like it's I
Yeah.
might be a Shedeur Sanders supporter. You know what I mean? I want the young man to do well. But this is nothing
Dude.
but a money grab for the NFL. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. And I think this might be the double tap that we've been looking for that kills the Pro Bowl, to be
Man,
honest.
they didn't even want to draft his ass, but yet they're going to send him to the Pro Bowl? Come on, man.
Well,
Come on.
my thing is, out of all the AFC quarterbacks, you mean to tell me everybody else said no? Just like this,
Yeah,
like
that's
like
true
what
too.
was this? Yeah, like was it
Baker?
a
Baker
competition
said no?
between him and Cam Ward? Huh?
Oh, Cam Ward? Yeah, I hear you.
Well, I'm saying like at the bottom of the barrel because I'm like, so Trevor Lawrence, really? You can make it on the MVP ballot somehow, but you ain't got no time to make it to the Pro Bowl, really?
Yeah.
Like Lamar Jackson, I understand. Joe Burrow, I understand. T-Law, really? You ain't got nothing to stand on. And I'd be damned if they go to Tua. Please.
Oh,
No.
Nick.
He hurt. Why they gonna go to him for? He broke
No,
his
I
ankle.
understand, but my point is that honestly, it's it is such a joke right
Yes.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
how in the world did this man who played all of 5 games actually make it to the Pro Bowl?
Yeah. But I
That-
will say this. He will get more practice reps with the Pro Bowl team than he did with his own team during training camp.
Oh.
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 Oh. Hey, it's just speaking facts, man. It's just speaking facts.
Nice
And
shot.
Cleveland still don't have a coach either. So,
Oh. Wise guy over here.
Hey man. Hey man. The facts just write themselves sometimes.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true.
But I do have a question for y'all. So of the openings that are left, you got Arizona, you have the Vegas Raiders, and you have Cleveland. If you are an aspiring head coach, which one would you take?
Cleveland, hands down.
What were the teams again?
You got Arizona, you have Vegas, and you have Cleveland.
Yeah. Jeez. If they can actually shore up their skilled players in Cleveland, I would say Cleveland as well.
I'm trying to be objective.
Yeah, but
trying.
It's definitely a tough one between them and Arizona.
Well, I think it'd be a tough one between them and Vegas, only because Vegas has more weapons than Arizona does, meaning Genty, Brock Bowers,
Yeah, the only problem is that they have too many holes.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I would still like to build on that as opposed to Arizona. Can you name their number one wide receiver? Besides, Harrison,
Right.
he's hurt.
I know who's supposed to be, but it's actually Michael Wilson. That's
Right? That's what I'm saying. So don't read about Marvin Harrison Jr. And
Nope.
Trey McBride, he's a tight end. He's just like Brock Bowers. So,
correct. Yep. Yeah.
and then Max Crosby, in my opinion, is what kind of puts me towards the Raiders over the Cardinals because they don't have a player like that. But let me be objective. I say Cleveland only because that defense is legit. Myles Garrett's there. All you need is a left tackle and a wide receiver. You can get both of those in this draft. There are some
That's
really
very
good
true.
wide receivers coming out in this draft.
Yeah.
And from a quarterback perspective, let Shador and Dylan Gabriel battle it out. You still got Deshaun Watson. I know, but he is on contract, and you know, I would keep him. If I'm going to pay him $50 million, he's staying on my roster. I'm not cutting his ass because you never know what could happen to those two quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? So they all
That's
have experience there in terms of like with Watson as a backup quarterback that they're already paying for. So they don't need to go out free agency this offseason and grab one unless, of course, they cut him and then be held on the cap or held on the leash for the cap. But and then last point, and I'll turn over, is that with Cleveland, there's only one way to go, and that's up, baby. That's up. You know what I'm saying? So
maybe.
they're used to like 2-3 win seasons. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
expectations are low.
Yeah, you could go up where you stay stuck in the basement. But
True.
but I'll throw a cancellation prize, right? So if you have those 3 openings or the OC job for the Philadelphia Eagles, because clearly nobody wants that either.
Hell nah.
So
Hell nah.
now if does that deter you from the other head coaching jobs to take the OC job with the Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, hell no. Pass. Pass.
And Mr. Raider, I'm gonna point you to the fact that there is one way for Cleveland to go. There is another team though that truly doesn't have anywhere to go. But guess who that is?
I don't know,
Oh,
sir.
boy.
Tell me, who is it?
Oh boy.
Just saying, man.
And
Just saying.
Oh my God.
This is another example of how the Bronco fans forgot where they came from. Because you guys were shit as well. And all of a sudden you went to sugar. So relax. Relax.
Well, we sure didn't end up with the number 1 overall draft pick. I'm just saying. How many of you guys had?
One in the last
Wow.
the last first pick we had was Jamarcus Russell. And that's not saying much.
Yeah, that worked out.
Worked out marvelously.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Angry Joey. That's just
What?
wrong, okay? You would have had a number 1 overall pick if you didn't trade all your King's ransom for Russell
There it
Wilson.
is. Or bench Russell Wilson during the
Yeah.
last half season when he was actually peaking.
Right.
Yeah, well, we still didn't end
y'all
up with
tried
the
some
number 1
shady
overall
stuff.
pick.
You know what?
I'm just pointing out some obvious stuff. Just don't want him, smelling his farts too much. That's all. Just saying.
Okay.
How am I? Okay, hold on. You about to fucking trigger me right now. How am I smelling my own
Ding,
farts?
ding.
And I just said that my
Ding,
team is
ding, ding,
trash,
ding.
and I chose the Cleveland Browns over my Raiders as far as who would I want to coach. Child, please. You know what I'm saying? Kiss the baby on that one.
Hey, man.
God. This is fun, man. This is fun. We having fun, right, guys? We're having fun, right?
Hey, we're not talking college football today. Otherwise, this gives us permission to leave your whining Irish alone. We'll move on.
Well, at least they still had a winning record, so I'm good. I'm good.
But okay, you're all high on diabetes with your sugar cupcakes teams that y'all play, but whatever. We'll move on.
Well, hold on. Before you do, what I don't understand is why the hell Freeman was there to begin with during the pregame. It's like
I don't
Notre
know.
Dame had to have their presence being felt there again and dominate.
Yeah.
Like you declined to be there. You lost
Yeah.
the team of spirit. Why the freak do you have a representation there? Broadcasting. It just pissed me off, man. Cater to them too much.
Mr. Raider, you have no idea. If I was a reporter, hey, as much as I like Marcus Freeman, he would have got interrogated like a mug because every chance I got, I would have thrown out there about the fact that his team didn't play in the postseason by choice.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
He
would
gets
never
to
heard
sit
the
there
end
and
of
do
it.
commentary on that game. Like, man,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
Right. It's just sickening sometimes. Memorandums of understanding. Get out of here. Matter of fact, that's probably how he
Right.
got there. They probably had a memorandum of understanding to have him actually be presented for ESPN. That's probably what happened. Jesus.
You know what? Notre Dame got their him not over something that they could have prevented. Okay.
Yeah, what about us? Yeah, got it. Anyway,
Stuff.
we're gonna transition to some good stuff. Okay.
All right.
We
So,
do have what?
well, no, I was just gonna say let's transition to the next game.
Oh,
I mean, we haven't
okay.
even talked about the
Ain't ready
Seahawks.
for you, boy.
Look, I thought he was about to, man. I thought he was about to come out there with something else about Notre Dame. No, yeah,
No,
we got,
no, goodness,
yeah.
no.
All right.
Was ready
So
for
the
you.
Rams, yeah. So the Rams and the Seahawks, they played a hell of a game. Me personally, I feel like this is the Super Bowl before the Super Bowl, to be honest, because you had two quarterbacks who were. I can't believe I'm saying this. Two quarterbacks who were wheeling and dealing. There was no picks thrown and over 700 yards of total offense between the two of them. But Seattle, they held on. They won the game 31-27. Matt Stafford, I mean, he left it all out there on the field. 22 completions, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, QBR 81.5. He did all he could. Puka Nacua was Puka Nacua. You know what I'm saying? 9 for 165 and a touchdown. But Sam Darnold, hey, flowers to you there, sir.
Hold on. Don't just blow past the Puka Nacua thing now. Let's talk about Cooper Kupp. How rewarding was it to see Cooper Kupp make that touchdown catch on his old team that basically ran him out of town? Did you hear about the reports of what the Rams were trying to do to him as well? They were trying to get him to retire, and they were reaching out to other teams, allegedly, trying to get the other teams to lowball his ass.
Oh, so that he could stay there?
No, so that he would basically have to retire. Like, he even gave an interview about it. Yeah, there was an article that came out. And again, I don't know if I just what I read, allegedly, that the Rams did him super dirty, man. So it's like, see, when you're ugly like that, it's gonna come back to you. You know what I'm talking about? I was so happy for Cooper Kupp when he got that touchdown catch, man, because we all been there, right? When your ex-girl rejects you, and next thing you know, you see her trip and fall and land on somebody worse than you, and then you happen to marry up and feel amazing, and you're like, damn, I done plussed up. Look at this. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, but I still would rather see the Rams in the Super Bowl than the damn Seahawks. But it is what it is. But hey, JSN did JSN things again. 10 for 153 and a touchdown. I mean, the dude's just unreal, and the play calling from Kubiak too. Like, I wonder. It does make me wonder if this is what the Raiders or who the Raiders are waiting for.
Yes,
to make their coaching hire. I feel like, because the creativity that he threw out there was chef's kiss, man. I can't look, if you can make Sam Darnold do this, I mean, you got to have some pretty good coaching chops. I'll say that, man.
And McDonald's a good coach himself too, though.
Yes.
He really
absolutely.
is.
Yeah. Shout out to him. He's been coaching up that defense the entire time. A Michigan alum also. You can't help to throw that out there. Helped us to get a national championship.
See, but don't this make you sick?
What?
This don't make you sick?
Instead? No,
just the fact that they're there, man. That they're there, that your team is out not there. That freaking my team can't even turn around. This makes me sick. Sick.
I mean, it does. Like, okay, how did they get here and stuff like that, right? It's yeah. I mean, they traded out Geno Smith for Sam Darnold and got to the Super Bowl. Like, we traded out Matt. You know what I'm saying? We traded out Matt Stafford for Jared Goff, and Matt Stafford went to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not how this is supposed to work.
Peter, I'm gonna throw it out there this way. I think that it comes down to ownership.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, might be right. Look at what happened when the Lions, who were the joke of the league, for the longest time, and when they actually made their jump to new ownership, they became relevant. Same thing with the Broncos. Same thing with the Broncos. When Al Davis was around, I was a huge Al Davis fan.
Hey, that's different, man.
He was a rebel, man.
No, my point is that as long as Al Davis is around calling the shots, they sucked. Look at what Jerry Jones is doing to the Cowboys. You know,
Well, yeah.
I think that it really comes down to ownership, leadership, knowing who to plug in at the right time at the right price. I you know I
Yeah.
that's just my take. That's just my take. You know, I mean, and until they can actually shore that up, you know, and getting rid of the Davises of the Raiders, they're never going to be relevant. I don't think. You know, and
Yeah.
this and the same thing is true with the Cowboys. You know, until you know, and you'll hear it from the Cowboy fans. You know, until Jerry Jones dies, which I would never wish for. Don't get me wrong. You know, you know, but that's what's going to take for him to actually relinquish control over the Cowboys until he actually goes away and stops being that guy, you know, and they actually handle or hand over the reins to somebody else. They're not going to get any better. That's just my take.
But to be honest with you, the Cowboys are a lot of other sports franchises where the owner hangs on for too long. He might have done so much damage that he probably has corrupted his kids too. And all they're gonna do is just do what he did.
Well, and
So
that's kind of what Alabama.
No, no, that's not true. Because remember, they locked him out of the room so that he didn't draft Johnny Manziel. Remember that?
right. But what have they done since then? They they, they did all that
Micah
goodwill only
Parsons,
to
Trayvon Diggs, CD Lamb.
right. But what did they
Um,
do with Micah though?
I mean,
That
that's
did a
just recent, dude. But as far as drafting wise, they've done pretty good job drafting talented players for the last 5, 6 years. I mean, to
yes.
be honest,
But I guess my only question would be, do you think if Jerry Jones, you know, turned the reins one way or another, right? And Stephen Jones takes over, would he still commit the same things that his father has done? So in this
no.
case, let's say well, maybe not CD Lamb in this case, but oh, well let's just say Jerry Jones is not in the picture and he has to negotiate with George Pickens. Now, do you think that he would belabor the point and franchise George Pickens?
Yes, and I can prove it because do you remember seeing that ESPN 30 for 30, the Jerry's World or whatever? And it talked about how he was talking to Stephen Jones, and Stephen Jones made a draft pick, and talked his dad out of it. He's like, no, pick this guy, pick this guy, pick this guy. And Jerry did it, but he put his hand on his son's lap, was like, see, son, this is why you're never going to win anything. And then he left the room. But it
Mm.
turns to find out the person that was picked was they're freaking all pro card. Oh my God, I forgot his name. Oh my God.
Um,
What's his name? All pro.
he wasn't. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Right.
I think he went to Notre Dame, didn't he?
I think so.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it wasn't a sexy pick. It
Zach
was,
Martin.
but yes.
Zach Martin. Yeah.
Yes. I believe that's the player he drafted and it worked
Yep.
out. But
Yep.
anyway, that's why I say stuff like that, locking him out of the room. Stephen Jones obviously knew that Johnny Manziel wouldn't have been the big pick or shouldn't have been the right pick for their franchise and locked his father out of the room. Like, do you know how much balls that takes to do?
Yeah.
Um, anyway, those
Well,
are my
that's
counters
that's
to it.
definitely the kind of thing that gets you fired. You know, but let me ask you guys this: who are the top 5 owners of the NFL? Would you say?
Top
Oh,
5
I think
owners.
there's more than that.
No. Just the top 5. You know, and I'm not talking about money wise, but who are the best owners?
Well, Jeffrey Lurie has to be number 1.
Rooney's have
Steve
to be number
Bisciotti,
2.
huh?
Rooney's have to be number 2.
Mm,
Uh,
not anymore.
Well, okay. So the thing I like about the Roonies is the fact that they're true to their guy. You know, I mean, they're loyal. They don't give
Yeah,
up on somebody very easily,
right. And the
and
Rooney
that's
Rule. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
yeah. I mean,
Mm,
agree. You know, I mean,
they
they
had good.
establish a
Okay, I'll
legacy.
say that.
So yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, there's history there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most
yeah.
definitely. Big history.
Yeah, there is history, but I'll say this. One, I will say, like, as far as intent goes and stuff like that, the Rooney's are a top 5 ownership group because of that. But that tradition is about to be tested with Mike McCarthy. So
Well, I mean, yeah,
Well,
that remains to be seen.
yeah.
yeah.
But
But
look, But given off the history, you can make the case that they should be at least number 2. And I wouldn't put Biscotti there. I'd put the San Francisco 49ers owner and then Biscotti.
Uh, okay, okay. I won't argue. I wouldn't argue about that. So I would say, let's see. Unfortunately, you got to put Bob Kraft in there.
Yeah.
I can't
And
I can't knock the results.
I was gonna say, I mean, the man has
Yep.
how many ships does he have? I mean,
Yep,
Kraft,
yep.
I mean, the dude's a legacy. He
Yeah.
really
Yep.
is.
Okay, before we move past this point, I have to bring this up, and I meant to like for a while now. The only thing about the Patriots and their path is just in recent history. What was the point of hiring Joe Rod Mayo in the first place? Only reason why I say that because Vrabel was on the market when they hired Gerard Mayo. You know what I'm saying? So if you knew that you wanted Mike Vrabel, why didn't you just go ahead and get him at that point?
No, well, he listened to the players. That was basically the players telling him they wanted Gerard Mayo to be their coach. So he listened.
Okay. Okay.
It's like an
All right.
Antonio Pierce situation.
Gotcha.
Mark Davis listened to his players and not hired Antonio Pierce, and we saw that worked out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Same situation.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? They're off the hook. At least in terms of that, it was off the hook because I felt like they burned one man's career for no reason. That's how I felt at first, but I'll leave that alone.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. As far as, and again, I don't want to do it, but you got to take the Chiefs ownership. I mean, they started with Andy Reid, they resurrected Alex Smith's career, and they were able to pivot to Patrick Mahomes to a dynasty. I mean, it's
Mm.
I as much as I hate to admit it, but I mean that's pretty remarkable, remarkable work for the owners. But
Well, what do you guys think about the Rams? I mean, the dude that owns the Dodgers owns the Rams
yeah,
too,
yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, that's true. But you know what they all have in common though? All these owners that we just mentioned, they allow the football people to do football things, and they don't get involved. That's what they all have in common. You don't hear from Bob Kraft at all, hardly ever. You don't hear from Mr. Lurie. You don't hear from Bob. I think it's Bob Hunt. I think the owner of the Chiefs. You don't hear from Stan Kroenke, owner of the Rams. You don't hear from any of those guys until it's time to hoist a trophy up. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So some of these other owners need to take lessons from that. You know. But yeah, I did have one other question for y'all, and this is my last NFL question. If you were a NFL wide receiver on a rookie deal, and you're on a team that is struggling mightily, right? Would you forego the opportunity of signing a contract early with them and try to force a trade?
Say it again. What?
So I'll use the example in this question. So Garrett Wilson, okay? So Garrett Wilson, he did sign with the Jets, right? He signed his extension with the Jets, and now he's there, right? But the question I had, given the fact he had to go through the whole Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson saga, and then followed up with Aaron Rodgers, right? So you had 3 just bad quarterback play all throughout, and then you thought there was going to be something better with Justin Fields. But the question I had is, if you have all pro talent at the wide receiver position and you're young, and you know that you can get $30 million from any other franchise, why would you purposefully stick yourself with this team and just pursue and just say, hey, I'm just going to ride this contract out as far as I have to, just to make sure I get to a place where I can have competent quarterback play?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I don't know, man.
I have nothing.
That's difficult.
Okay, well, I'll put it like this. So those in the audience, please leave a comment and please let
Yeah.
me know if you have, you're a fan of the New York Jets, you're a fan, or maybe, you might be an Ohio State Bucknut, you know what I mean? And you love Garrett Wilson. Would you have advised Garrett Wilson to not have signed a contract with the Jets and made sure that you were able to be a free agent 2 years later? That is the question. Please chime in. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to discuss it further in the next episode.
Absolutely. I think the only thing I could offer on that is, look, guaranteed money is better than future money. You know what I'm saying? Future promise money. Guaranteed money, I can get it right now. You could
Yeah.
get injured on the next play. You could get your career injured, like a career injury or
Yes.
career
Yeah.
threatening injury. I'm sorry. So if you can get that quick 60 mil guaranteed, man, 2-year deal, get it.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, same thing like with George Pickens, right? We know he had, all pro level talent, but he was just stuck behind terrible quarterback play. And we've seen what he can do with competent quarterback play in Dallas. That could
Yep.
be Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson could be a top 5 wide receiver right now. Easy. He could be doing what JSN's doing, no problem.
Yeah.
But
Come to the Raiders.
yeah, yeah,
Mendoza
I was better than
to
Justin Fields to
Wilson.
say that.
Mendoza to Wilson all day long,
Yeah,
baby.
yep. But yeah, I think we knocked out most of the NFL stuff there, boys.
Well, with one exception,
What's that?
what is the Super Bowl pick?
Oh, here we go.
Do we have to talk about this right now? We got a whole
Yeah.
2 weeks. We got a whole 2
Yeah,
weeks, man.
I guess we have a whole week.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that can happen.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to throw it out there.
I don't. I mean,
As
at
they
some
still
point, we're
make
going
me
to have to
sick.
talk about the Patriots and Sam Darnold, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah. I'm sick. I really
Yeah,
can't, man.
yeah,
I'm glad we're waiting because I'd probably say some shit that I'll be texting you guys later. Can we please edit that out?
yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
I
So I'll
understand.
wait.
Yeah, I understand.
All right.
All right.
Well, then why don't we shift to our Kiss My Grits and Alamo Minute?
Yep. Sounds good. All right. So, as our listeners are aware, and for those of you who are first time listeners and you're not aware, we have a little segment we like to call Kiss My Grits and Alamo Minute. Far as like the kiss my grits, it's anything that's annoying or a situation or place, a person, business, and a sporting, whatever. If it's just out of pocket or whatever, that's your time to call it out. Call anything and everything to the carpet. Alamo Minute is the reverse of that. Something positive. So if you got a business, a person, something good happened to you, whatever it is, as long as it's positive, go ahead and give that a shout out too. You can do both, or you can do either one for the segment. Do you have a Kiss My Grits?
No, sir. We're gonna keep it positive this week. I'll save my venom for next week when we have Woo Pig with us.
Okay. All right. Less than Angry Joey. What about you?
But I do have one Alamo Minute.
Let's
One
go.
light. So the guys that I actually talked about a couple episodes ago that did some plumbing for us. I want to give a shout out to the guys that actually referred them to us, and they are once again, we try to do our best to support local businesses. And so this guy, I mean, I really can't say enough highly about him. His name is Oscar, and he is actually in a network of a bunch of guys that do some amazing work. And I don't care what it is that you need to have done. If he doesn't know how to do it, he knows somebody that does. And they do it for extremely affordable costs. They are very professional. They're very punctual. They're very prompt, and they do things with just they're really really great. So the company is, and once again, we're not endorsing or anything like that, but they are Designscapes Incorporated. And if you guys need any kind of further contact information, I'll be more than happy to set you guys up with what they are, because I mean they have blessed us in so many ways, and I can't recommend them high enough. So that is my Alamo Minute.
All right. Fantastic. I don't have an Alamo Minute, but I do have a Kiss My Grits.
Uh-oh.
And so let me see. I'm just gonna be this is all for these advertisers out here. Okay. Go and get that chapstick ready. Let me tell you something. And this is for Paramount Plus. This is for NFL Red Zone. This is for NFL specifically. Look, look, we get it. You want to make money. No problem. I don't have any issues with that. But where I started to have an issue is when your greed or run from money starts cutting into something that I'm paying for and that I have no choice to turn off. And let me have my moment, especially during, like, say, a main event, to fully enjoy that experience without being annoyed by your interruptions. Just keep that in mind. So if you're trying to advertise, you want positive feelings associated with your message, marketing 101, stay that course. You don't have to take the whole apple. Three quarters is fine. And it's a mild kiss my grits, but I'm gonna do it that way. So come on down here and kiss my grits. All right. That's it. I don't have anything else. Fellas, any go backs, anything else you want to say before we sign off here?
I think I am good. I think that was very well spoken. I think I would agree with you 1000%. I kind of figured that somebody was actually going to key upon that whole moment at some point, but no, it was very well articulated there, sir.
All right, cool. Okay. Well, Hater, can you let them know how everybody can get a hold of us, get in contact with us, stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to hit us up on, or if you want to take a listen to the show, in podcast style, we're available on Apple, Spotify, and Overcast at the 210 Show. We're also on YouTube at the 210 Show Pod. Please feel free to leave a comment, as I said before. Give us a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we get to drop these new pods out there. And if you want to hit us up by email, there's J at the210show.com or Hater, H8R with FAQS at the210show.com.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Well, once again, everybody, thank y'all for spending some time with us and listening to us. We greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that other stuff. God bless. Good night. Take care of each other.
Love y'all.